speaking of things that I really enjoyed that I was so happy that dropped in 2024, Creature Commandos ended 7 episodes in.
Bummer that it ended.
I didn't think, I thought we were going to get more than 7 episodes.
I got notes for that too.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
This is one of the best things that DC has made in years. A lot of people, we posted a TikTok talking about how much I adored Creature Commandos. And some people in our comments were like, they spent too much time fleshing out the backstories of these characters, which took away from the main plot lines. And I was like, you know what Creature Commandos felt like to me? It's a video game. It's one of the best video games of all time, and it's a sequel. One guess. 2013-ish.
Whoa.
Second game in a trilogy. One of the best games of all time.
Oh my God.
2013-ish.
2013-ish. I don't know. Well, Arkham City came out in like 2011. And Skyrim.
I want to see if chat guesses before you.
Let me see. That's interesting. 2013.
2013-ish. Second game.
Not Dishonored. That doesn't make sense.
Was Dishonored a trilogy?
Dishonored 2. I guess not. What the fuck was a trilogy? Mass Effect? Earlier than 2013.
No.
Like 2009.
2? The second one?
Yeah.
2009?
Let me see.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, no. That didn't feel like that long ago.
2010.
Oh, God. 16 years ago? Oh, no. Damn.
There we go.
That's what Creature Commandos feels like to me. It feels like Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games of all time. And the reason that Mass Effect 2 is one of the greatest games of all time is because by the end of the story, if you haven't taken the time to meet every single part of your crew, every person who you don't complete their quest line for dies by the end of the story. And so Mass Effect 2 is made better strictly through the fact that you get to know everybody you're serving with.
Yeah.
And because of that, they survive. And that's exactly what Creature Commandos felt like to me, where it was like, oh, meeting all these characters feels like it distracts away from the main plot. And it's like, the main plot's not all that compelling. The main plot is simply, hey, Clayface turned into a person, tricked fucking Amanda Waller into thinking that Pokolistan was going to like lead to the end of the world so that Cersei could launch an invasion of Pokolistan with her fucking new Themyscira boys.
But it turns out
that it was Clayface and that Pokolistan is
no, it turns out that
yeah,
it was the princess of Pokolistan.
Yes.
Doing that it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was a real fucking
So the princess of Pokolistan ends up like setting up Clayface to get like the Princess of Pokolistan wants a war between Pokolistan and New Themyscira because she's like this narcissistic fucking warmongering monster who wants to use this power. You can see that like these highly advanced like soldiers in Pokolistan. She's trying to like get backing essentially from the United States in a battle against Themyscira so she can become this like giant political force. Right. And that's not revealed until the very end and what was one of my favorite twists in modern media. Like Bride walking down, and like you can tell like Bride's pissed about it. Like Bride's like, oh, we tried to assassinate her. And in this final moment, there's this acknowledgement that Bride has always been in control.
Right.
And like we never really appreciated that because like it's not like Bride has always been shown to be an incredibly competent character, but we didn't know like of her intellect until the very end.
Yeah.
And so yes, the twist is that the princess of like Pokolistan has been fucking pulling the strings of Amanda Waller, trying to get people like to be sympathetic to her cause, America to be sympathetic to her cause, kind of thing. But she ends up killing in the final episode the one character that we're supposed to like. The one character is supposed to be good.
Yeah.
And that's Nina.
Right.
Whose backstory we get that episode.
Yeah.
And which makes the payout of her death all the greater.
Yeah. So you think Creature Commando is better because it focused so much on the backstory?
Absolutely.
I feel that. But I also get the comments that were saying it focused too much. Because I'm almost on the opposite end where I'm like, the backstories sometimes were the least interesting part.
Interesting.
Because they're
Whose backstory?
Like all of them.
Really?
Because they're all like comic book origins from like 1983.
Okay.
So it's like Dr. Phosphorus, one of my favorite characters. You know, he's trying to do some cancer research, which I like. The second it was that, I kind of rolled my eyes because I was like, oh, obviously, he's Dr. Manhattan. He's literally Dr. Manhattan. You know, he's doing some cancer research and he gets in with the mob and the mob kills his family and then they throw him into his machine and that turns him into Dr. Phosphorus.
Yes.
It's literally Dr. Manhattan, but you add mobs.
Yeah. And you add that he kills the people who kill his family, but yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
There's that. I didn't like Weasel's backstory because I liked that he was a child-eating monster. I liked it's more interesting to me to be like, this is a literal monster that eats children.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see if we can get you to like him, despite that. Rather than being like, oh no, actually he's always loved kids. And so now he's always been redeemable.
Instead of making a sympathetic character, make you, like kind of like Always Sunny, make you like a character that's inherently unlikable.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what a fun writing challenge to be like, we're going to make this thing so lovable. You're going to ignore the fact that he ate 13 kids.
Yeah.
Fucking Nina's backstory is literally like, it was cool, but again, no backstory was like, wow, that I can only get that here.
I guess.
You know?
Bride, I'd reckon.
I'd reckon.
How often do you have Dr. Frankenstein piping down the bride of Frankenstein, baby?
Well, that's fair. I mean, I liked them all. I enjoyed them all, but I get the side that's like, oh, we're doing this a lot because it's like, they're pretty generic comic book origins.
I guess. But to me, generic doesn't necessarily mean bad as long as you write it well.
I disagree. I mean, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I understand the other side. Frankenstein was also my favorite character.
Yes.
I really hope he's not dead.
No, he's not. You see him in the end.
Do you?
He's with another Romani woman.
Thanks.
And they're eating soup and he's like, what is this? And she's like, sparrow dumpling soup. And he's like, this is awful. And she's like,
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God. I love him. He's so funny.
No, he's fine.
I think he's the best character. I like her squadding up with her new team. Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, you see King Shark, all them.
You see a pharaoh dude.
Yeah, there's some like bat lady kind of thing.
Yeah, Batwoman. That's cool. King Shark, I don't know if I need...
I love King Shark.
I love him in live action.
I love James Gunn's Sylvester Stallone iteration of King Shark.
I agree. I really like him in the movie. He's more fun in live action because he's a little scary looking. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's all scarred up and shit. Yeah,
he's all fucked up. And he's a big shark. But so King Shark's back. That's very fun. Yeah, it's like just good.
Yeah,
it's just really good.
It was so well written. It was just great. I'm very happy with how it turns out. I thought it was a really cool twist that in the end, because I said in the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, we don't necessarily know whose side to choose. Because here Rick Flag is trying to be like, hey, we need to stop this. And your gut tells you in episode 7 that the princess shouldn't die. Because it's morally the princess seems in the clear here. And it feels as though Rick Flag and Frankenstein are trying to work against the assassination of this princess. But there has been a couple of these moments where you're like, oh, she is kind of wild. And then you see her eyes go crazy as she's stabbing Nina, and you're like, I don't know if this is a sympathetic character anymore. I love Nina as a character. Yeah. And so it's kind of this it's a coin flip the entire time until the bride, it's like a fucking Ocean's movie, breaks down that she's been onto her shit this entire time. Because she puts together this final piece of evidence that Clayface has been in Kolistan.
You know what's weird? Maybe they answered this in the first episode and I missed it. Is there a reason the Creature Commandos specifically need to do this mission?
Because Amanda Waller can't use the Suicide Squad anymore.
No, but I mean is there a reason they have to be monsters? Wouldn't it be cool?
She can't use human.
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, you can't use humans for missions anymore.
Right,
so
okay,
I'm gonna choose non-humans.
I just wish it was only monsters could figure this one out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is only for the green-skinned.
Just send actual real SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're not melting their way through a fucking concrete wall, though.
I guess so. It helps that they have powers.
Yes.
I have, as my notes, did she just call him Ghost Rider?
Yes.
That was interesting.
But he's a...
Well, but I mean, because that's a Marvel thing.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. They also mentioned Disney, which was interesting. They called her Nina, or what's her face, a Disney princess.
That's not.
I'm just saying, it's interesting.
I was going to say, you can do that, right? That's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's just a lot of Marvel references.
You know what I like? I like that James Gunn made cops the bad guy in every possible twist.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Nina's dad running to see her, and a cop just pops him in the heart.
Pops him in the back.
Yeah. Fucking shoot him in the knee, dude. What are we doing here? Pull your taser out.
Just grab him.
Yeah.
He's just a man. He's just an unarmed man.
That's in every possible turn, James Gunn was like, cops are pigs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Based.
At one point, the wife, Nina's mom, goes, "That is not a life."
Yeah.
She's living a pretty solid life,
She's
all
fucking
things
giggling,
considered.
man. Like, she's wearing a respirator, dude.
She's really happy.
She was in like an iron lung, maybe. I understand.
It wasn't until she's like 4 and like wheezing under the weight of this thing, looking like Danny DeVito.
She looked like oh fuck, who's the guy from Mad Max Fury Road who's got the fucking nipple clamps?
Yeah, a Morton Joe or whatever.
Like
yeah,
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote. Where is it? Well, then I wrote. Did this bitch really just leave him for loving their daughter too much?
Yeah.
And then I wrote, never mind, she's a fucking Crash Bandicoot villain now.
Yeah, absolutely.
With her crazy, like, pumps. Like, I wrote, oh, at one point the mom goes, she doesn't even look at me. And the dad goes, because you don't look at her. Really hit me. Really heavy conversation.
Yeah, it was, like, very well written. I'm very funny, though. Like, this father, fantastic father, establishment, many times he's a fantastic father. Don't send your fish daughter to high school.
Yeah, don't let her play lacrosse at least.
That's the worst place you could have sent your fish daughter. Like, you think fucking, if you have a slight hunch, you're getting made fun of in high school, especially a high school that's got fucking a prep school that's got fucking little outfits everybody needs to wear. You're going to send your actual, like, what is it? Abraham from fucking.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is his name Abraham,
yeah,
right?
Abraham
from fucking...
Yeah, Hellboy.
Hellboy to fucking prep school. It's a terrible idea.
Awful idea. Do not let her play lacrosse.
No.
Do not let her play a contact sport.
Yeah, what if her helmet cracks?
Yeah, I agree. Send her to college.
Maybe.
Right? They're nicer there.
Absolutely.
It worked for young Sheldon. Mm-hmm. They weren't that mean. People are definitely nicer in college, in my experience. They're a little more mature.
Yeah, if you bully somebody in college, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, what are you... Get out of here.
You're 20.
Grow up. Yeah. You fucking... You pay taxes.
Yeah,
like
fuck off. Go to biology.
I wrote I like when he's injecting her. So she's a baby and he's injecting her with a bunch of shit. And then at some point they're like the sirens start going off and she starts seizing. It's like, oh fuck, it's not working. Never mind, make her a fish.
Yeah. Gills work, right?
Yeah, plan B, make her a fish. Yeah. I fucked up.
I've been injecting salmon into her for a week. I don't know what's gonna happen.
One point a nurse goes, doctor, you're gonna drown her. And he's basically like, she's my daughter, I'll drown her if I want.
Like, at that point, there's literally slits in her neck, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I am a doctor, I know that this is gills.
Yeah.
I also like that that when the kid is born, this is something that happens like in superhero and like anime content all the time, where they're like, oh, her lungs are on the outside of her body, but you're one of the best scientists on Earth, so you can probably make something.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, oh boy, not how it works. It's like you're a big scientist at Merck, and it's like your daughter is born with lungs outside of her body. He'd be like, cool. There's no money in this. Like I cannot make this. It will not happen.
Yeah, there's no. You can't just improv science,
nope.
You know, like
not because you're good doesn't mean you know exactly how to fucking fix outside lungitis.
Yeah. I got at one point the like headmaster of the school goes, and she always has to wear that.
Yeah.
Hey, lady, she's a goddamn fish.
She has webbed goddamn fingers.
She has a scaled green skin and gills. Say ribbit bitch is hilarious.
That is. That's a great take. That's a great take against a literal fish woman.
I love him like pushing her against the locker and it's like, I said say ribbit, bitch. These are crazy. I feel like I wasn't like, we didn't have a lot of like physical bullying in my high school. People were just like verbally mean.
Yeah.
Say ribbit bitch is verbally mean. I feel like if there was a transfer student and she was a fish.
Yeah.
Most of the men would be trying to figure out how to have sex with her.
Oh, 100%.
If she was a relatively hot fish woman.
I'll tell you right now, if Nina transferred to my high school, the first thing I would have done was try to fuck her.
Yeah. People would be not this type of meat at least.
No, it would be, there would absolutely be like, what she'd send nudes to one guy and he'd spread it around the entire campus. They'd be like, oh my God, fish titties.
That'd the scandal. Yeah. Dr. Phosphorus almost backhanding Weasel is also hilarious.
That was funny.
That's all of my notes.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's a very good show. And if you're into DC, actually, even if you're not into DC at all, like it's actually like every single backstory explores a lot of really interesting themes. And it's really goddamn good. Also, Nina gets naked in this one, so you know that's cool. No nipples though.
That's fine.
No fish nipples.
I didn't need her to get naked.
That's fair.
Especially mid her growing up backstory.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I was like, wait.
Like, they were like, oh, the fish, so fine.
Well, she also left home in high school.
Yeah.
And so it's like, am I looking at underaged fish porn here?
I guess, but then like it's kind of like she's gotten like it's just like that's her body. It's kind of like, you know how like Beastars, where all the animals be wearing clothes.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
Well, here's the thing. It's a naked human.
Yeah.
Isn't inherently sexual. You take one art class and that kind of like gets knocked out of you. What?
You just covered my face.
You take one art class and you realize that the naked body isn't inherently sexual.
Of course.
But when you draw her with this like plump, huge ass,
thick as hell,
and like she's doing the sexy walk,
and you're getting that porn POV where you're looking at the two butts.
Yeah, it's the low angle. Yep. Like it's how it's depicted. That's like, come on, Jamathan.
Come on, Jamathan Gunneth.
Yeah. Jamathan Gunwell, what are you doing? Like, after this traumatic high school backstory, I didn't need to see her.
She was returning to fish, man.
Yeah, I didn't need to see her dump trucked into oblivion.
Absolutely.